Paano nagkaroon ng $8 million ang isang janitor? Subukan niyo mag-imagine. One day you wake up and you find out na you're a multi-millionaire. Ano kaya ang una mong gagawin? Bibili ba kayo ng bagong luxury vehicle? O kaya bibilhin mo na yung dream house mo? Sadyang ito ang normal mentality natin. When we come across a large amount of money, ang first idea natin is to spend sa mga stuff na we couldn't afford before. But not all of us are like this. Hindi lahat sa atin have the same impulses. Ang story natin for today is about one janitor who managed to prove sa lahat na kahit anong circumstances you were born into, with financial literacy and proper investments, anyone can be a millionaire. Ang janitor na ito, by the time he was 92 years old, his net worth was about $8 million o higit 400 million pesos. And the amazing thing is na-earn niya ang perang ito all by himself. Ang story niya, however, ay medyo unusual. Usually, naiisip natin na ang mga tao with less money dream of a luxurious lifestyle na may magagara na bahay o kaya nakasuot ng expensive branded goods. Basically, yan naman ang lifestyle ng mga feeling rich sa social media. The big mansion, malaking pool area, a wide garage filled with fancy race cars, and let's not forget the endless vacations. Yan ang stereotype natin whenever we hear na may pera ang tao. Pero little did we know, meron talagang mga underground millionaires kagaya ng janitor na ito. He was satisfied with what he had and dumaan siya sa buhay with contentment and happiness kaya nakasave siya ng mas maraming pera than any other normal na people. But before tayo magsimula, go ahead and like, subscribe, at mag-comment sa answer nyo sa question na ito. If ever maging millionaire kayo, would you donate your money? And saan nyo i-donate? Now let's get on with the story. Of course, the story today is about the legendary millionaire janitor, Ronald Reeds. The person known as Ronald Reeds ay isinilang noong October 23, 1921. Lumaki siya close to his family in a tiny house sa Vermont, a state sa northeastern part ng USA. Napagtagumpayan nila ang kanilang mga pangangailangan through sa pagmanage ng maliit na farmland malapit sa kanilang bahay. Kahit nung bata pa siya, Ronald loved school. Kahit na kailangan siyang maglakad almost 4 miles o higit 5 kilometers papunta sa kanyang high school in Brattleboro. He made that same difficult journey every day hanggang nakagraduate siya. In fact, sa 1940, he was the first person sa kanyang family na nakakuha ng high school degree. Back then, considered ito as high achievement and honor, especially sa kanyang family. Pagkatapos niyan, nag-join siya sa National Army for 5 years. And by 1945, nakabalik na siya sa kanyang hometown, ready to continue the next chapter in his life. The moment na bumalik siya sa hometown niya, immediately siyang kumuha ng trabaho as a gas station attendant at Haviland Service Station. Nagtrabaho siya at the same time gas station for the next 34 years. Around 1979, when he was about 58 years old, time na niyang mag-retire. Pero iba si Ronald. Ayaw niyang mag-retire. He didn't have it in him. Well, we might know the saying, another day, another dollar. At para kay Ronald, this was his way of life. So nung natapos na ang time niya as a gas station attendant, kumuha na naman siya ng part-time job as a janitor sa local nilang department store. Diyan siya nagtrabaho for the next 17 years. But you see, ang main character natin na si Ronald Reed was hiding some secrets. Not only was he a quiet worker, pero quite investor din siya. So at what point sa buhay ni Ronald Reed did he become a millionaire? How did he know where to invest without failing? We'll get back to that in a minute. Una sa lahat, tignan muna natin ang kanyang lifestyle at work ethic. Let's face it, people. Figuring out kung paano mag-invest sa stock market takes a lot of effort and research. You see, our friend Ronald was a private guy. Gusto niya talagang mag-chop ng wood parang si Abraham Lincoln. He also loved driving his second-hand Toyota Yaris around his town. Hobby din niya mag-collect ng stamps at coins. In fact, ang karamihan sa mga tao galing sa kanyang hometown na na-interview ay nagsabi na si Mr. Reed didn't look like someone na maraming pera. Kaya all the local residents ay na-shock when nakarealize sila na he was worth millions. Ang lawyer niya had some insight sa situation na ito. Ang dahilan why no one believed Ronald was rich was because of the way he dressed and handled money. The first time na nag-approach si Ronald sa kanyang lawyer, she assumed that he didn't have much money. Back then, nagsusuot siya ng beat-up at worn-out na coat, regular na checkered shirt, at on top sa kanyang ulo was an old baseball cap. He was married to the love of his life, whom he got to meet sa pagtatrabaho niya noong nasa gas station pa siya. The Reed couple moved into a normal-looking house na binili niya for $12,000 o higit 600,000 pesos. Tandaan niyo, he was working ever since 25 years old siya, so meron siyang na-save na pera. Doon sila nagstay happily with their 2 adopted children. You see, Ronald never had children of his own, pero minahal niya ang kanyang stepchildren as if they were his own. Tinulungan niya silang dalawa to get through college and paid for their education. Since he believed na ang pag-aaral ay essential sa success, he wanted to give his kids the opportunities he didn't have noong bata pa siya. Ronald also had a great relationship with his co-worker. It was kind of funny kasi dahil sa kanyang itsura and the way he dressed, akala nila na in need of financial help ang friend nating si Ronald. Subalit, whenever they tried na mag-offer sila ng pera o tulong sa kanya, he politely declined. Matipid talaga na tao si Ronald. He lived his life with a tight belt and more importantly, content siya. Even at an older age, kahit noong 90 years old na siya, pinili niyang mag-park malayo sa kanyang destination para lang makatipid sa parking fee. But there were 3 main reasons that earned Mr. Reed a lot of respect. Una, he was easy to work with. Model employee siya wherever he worked. Second, he was down to earth. Humble siya na person. He treated everyone with respect kahit anong status nila. At ang pinakagusto ng mga tao sa kanya was he had a wonderful sense of humor. One of the things na gusto talaga niyang gawin daily ay pumunta sa cafeteria ng local memorial hospital nila. Pupunta siya every morning at mag-order ng coffee at a single English muffin with peanut butter on the side. He'd always sit in the same spot. Inumin ang kape niya, pay for his meal, and then head back sa kanyang daily responsibilities. All this time, nagsusuot lang siya ng lumang winter coat which was held together by safety pins para lang maprotektahan siya from the cold breeze. Eventually, unfortunately for Mr. Reed, ang favorite hospital cafeteria was shut down after all the years of him being a regular customer. So naghanap siya ng bagong coffee shop to have his morning meal. That's when na-discover niya ang Friendly's Coffee Shop. From then on, doon siya kumakain ng kanyang agahan. Coincidentally, it was also there na nakita niya ang local memorial hospital director was also a regular customer sa diner niyan. Ronald told him about his goals at nag-advise ang hospital director na pumunta siya sa library to read and learn about investing. Nung narinig ito ni Ronald, his eyes sparkled with delight. Bumili siya ng library card at nanghiram siya ng maraming books every day, studying them with enthusiasm. In fact, na-in-love siya sa particular na magazine, The Wall Street Journal. Ronald loved going sa library every day. Sometimes mag-request siya sa kanyang stepchildren para ihatid siya. Other days, he drove there by himself. He'd spend hours and hours studying tungkol sa stock market at investments until he was able to tell kung ano ang mga leading companies which were worth putting his money into. Pero ito ang paraan kung paano niya na successfully earn ang kanyang pera. He was a natural genius when it came sa pagpili ng mga stocks at pag-study sa stock market. He started small, hanggang ang safe box niya sa bahay ay naging massive stockpile ng stock certificates. Dinivide niya ang kanyang pera into categories. What he did was nag-invest siya ng less money into multiple blue-chip companies rather than investing more money in one specific company. Ang ginawa niya dito ay makikita sa lahat ng mga great investors of our time. He diversified his portfolio. Dahil alam niya na one of the worst thing na investor can do is to put all their eggs in one basket. This keeps our money safe. So if may masamang mangyari sa ininvest ni Ronald, it wouldn't be too devastating dahil ang amount na nawala would be insignificant. But the truth was, nag-start na siya sa pag-invest long before noong gas station assistant pa siya. And he held on sa mga companies where he invested in. Hindi siya natakot sa volatility ng stock market dahil alam niya ang ups and downs na yon were part and parcel sa kahit anong investment. That's what helped his money multiply. He also invested in companies na nagbayad ng substantial dividends o parang loyalty bonuses in layman's term. The longer nagstay ang kanyang investment sa company na yon, mas lalong lumaki ang value ng dividends na ibinigay nila sa kanya. Pero instead of claiming yung pera na yan, bumili siya ng mas maraming stocks at na-reinvest niya ito sa market. Ronald wasn't a tech-savvy guy, so ang main information na nakuha niya was based on kung anong binasa niya sa library. And when Mr. Reed passed away, he had more than 95 stocks spread across iba't ibang growing industries noong panahon na yon, kagaya ng telecommunications, healthcare, consumer goods, railway transport, at public utilities. The weird thing was, nobody knew, kahit ang kanyang family, how much money he had or magkano ang kanyang total net worth. Nag-assume kasi sila na ang pera galing sa janitorial job niya was just barely enough para makakain siya sa coffee shop every day. But before siya namatay, he was staying at the same hospital he used to go to every day nung nagbe-breakfast siya. That was when nag-hire siya ng lawyer in order to help him get his affairs in order bago siya mamatay. Binigyan niya ang kanyang stepchildren ng $2 million o higit 100 million pesos. Nag-donate din siya ng $4.5 million sa local memorial hospital nila at $1.2 million sa local library kung saan siya nag-aaral about stocks and investments. Until the very end, ang humble friend natin na si Ronald Reed wanted to stay in the shadows. But at the same time, gusto din niyang ma-remember siya ng mga tao for his work and deeds. Once, may conversation sila with his friends at nagsabi siya na, "Wouldn't it be nice to have my name on building?" Pero after sinabi niya ito, he quickly told him to forget what he said. Ang pinaka-importanting bagay na kanyang ginawa sa long life niya was he gave back to his community and to the people he spent his life with. The hospital where he had breakfast, and the library kung saan siya nag-aral, and of course, to his family, which he loved more than any money he'd earned. Bottom line, Ronald Reed was a rich man in more than just sa pera niya. And yan ang end sa story natin of the great Ronald Reed. If nagustuhan nyo ang story na ito, go ahead and check our channel for more related videos. Thanks for watching and God bless!